Kelvin from OCBC. Okay, actually Eugene did a lot of things for me actually. He already covered quite a bit of things, and I think I'll just zoom in to specifics of these slides. I have some copies of slides with my guys over there. I'll give it to you as much as I have. Thanks to Eugene, I actually loaded it into your website. You guys can print out if you run out of those copies. So help yourself those slides.
Okay, these slides we will email to you. Okay, OCBC one.
Okay, briefly, this one is a summary of what had happened since 2009 to present moment. Interest. Okay, thanks. Okay, since IAS has been removed, a popular scheme that we have removed, your LTV changed from 90 to 80, those are good days where we have this 90% load, but no more. Now we fast forward to this round, which has been covered majority by Eugene already, so we can skip that. Okay, again, this one, you have this one to be covered. I'll just run through one more slide. Okay, this is the one that actually Eugene had shown you guys, but I'll just go into details for this one. If you guys can follow me, look at the first housing loan, first home loan on the extreme left of this chart. Now, first thing first, if you ask your customer, when you see your customers, important thing you need to ask your customer is this your first housing loan? When I say it's housing loan, what I'm asking is, do you have a loan, do you have a loan that you have used to purchase a property? For example, I may have purchased a property 3 years ago. I apply for housing loan. That is my housing loan. The other issue, the other example will be like, I stand in as a borrower for my parents' loan. My parents may be a bit old, all right? They may be about 50, 60 years old, but because of their age, no.
Test 1, 2.
Hello, yes, is that one? Okay, very good. Yeah. Okay, guys, can you hear me? No? Okay, I think I have to say louder, right? Here we go. Yes, no? Okay, okay, fine. So, talking about the mother and son story. Okay, the son comes in for the parents because parents are a little bit old, they're 60 years old. But for a 60-year-old guy to take a loan, even though he's earning, right? Even though he's gainfully employed, he may have an issue taking a loan because loan tenure is pretty short, 10 years, 15 years, it's a little bit short. So they bring in the son to come in as borrower to extend the loan tenure. Now, in that situation, the son may not be the owner of the property, he's not the owner, he's not the mortgagor, but he's a borrower. So in that situation, he will be affected. If he buy a second house, or rather when he buy a house, this will be technically his second loan. Clear? So you have to be clear about this when you talk to your customer. So, talking about first timer, husband, wife, got married, not have a kid, buy a house first. These are typical first timer buyers. So they come in and say, I want to buy a house. By all means, help yourself. So we look at loan tenure. First question we ask, how many years do you want? 30 years or more than 30 years? Alright? If it's more than 30 years, you go to the blue one between 31 to 35. Remember, it's capped at 35 years of age. And for OCBC, we look at the youngest borrower's age. And when we talk about youngest borrower's age, we look at the youngest borrower's age who is working, gainfully employed. But when we say gainfully employed, we mean really working. Not NSF, not allowances, not from parents' pocket money, nothing. Just so long as you're working, fine. Minimum income of 2,000. Okay? So we look at the youngest borrower's age and we determine the loan tenure up to the age of 65 or 75 we need to. So Example will be if this guy is say 50 years old, right, or 60. If the wife is 25, yeah, 25. Fine. For whatever reason, second marriage cannot. Okay, fine. 25 and 60 years old. Both of them are working, gainfully employed. 25 years old lady is earning $4,000. Very good money. The older partner is earning about $8,000. Right? So who are we looking at age? In terms of age, I'm looking at the wife's age, which is 25. Based on 25 years of age, how many years long can I go? I can go up to 35 years, it's not an issue. But after 35 years, how old is she? 35 plus 25 will be 60. Alright? So fine. But in that situation, you look at the second row, sum of tenure and age of borrower, she will be more than
Less than
35. If she's going for 35 years, that's that 60% loan and 10% cash down payment. Okay? Now, again using the example 25 and 60 years old guy, if she goes for 30 years loan, after 30 years, how old will she be? She's only 55 years. That means she's less than 65 years at end of loan tenure. Loan to value will be 80%. That means how much they can borrow at 80%. And the cash down payment will be 5%. So, going forward, this is the only scenario where a customer can borrow 80% loan with a 5% down payment. Anything other than that, loan quantum will cut, your cash down payment will be increased. Clear? So only one scenario alone. So long as you aim 30 years and less in terms of loan tenure, and then loan tenure, how old will you be if you are less than 65? These are two criteria and you can go for 80% loan. This applies mainly to the younger folks, to those who just buy the first house, start work, buy their first house. Second timers and stuff possible, but you just have to be a little bit careful because age is a concern, so on and so forth. Now, we have questions like people asking, what happened homemaker and a husband who's working? No, the homemaker, unfortunately, although we recognize them as being unpaid labor, we still cannot consider as working without too bad. We can't use that age. So long as she's not working, that's that, gainfully employed. Alright, so that's the situation. Now, for second housing loan, okay, if a customer is buying, currently at HDB now, buying a second unit for investment, it gets a little bit quicker, a bit more tricky. Okay, second housing loan, if you are taking it up, are you looking at 30 years loan or lesser? Well, if you're going for 30 years or lesser, are you 65 or after 60 or more than 65 after loan tenure? If you're less than 65, your loan quantum will be 50%. That's the yellow portion, center row, 50%. But your cash down payment will be 25%. Alright? Now, if you're more than 65, after loan tenure, I'd rather you go for the 31, 35 years loan, that kind of stuff, loan tenure. Your loan to value will be 30 years, and your cash down payment will be 25%. Alright, this is your second housing loan. Now for third, that's the one that's being hit the worst one as far as I'm concerned. Third housing loan and more, up to 30 years, less than 65, you can borrow maximum of 40% with cash down payment of 25%. So if I were you guys, what I would do is, most of you guys have your iPad, your Android phone, your iPhones. These things are circulated to you in emails. Download them, especially this chart. Okay, maybe this chart, your step repeat chart. Put your iPhone for easy reference. It will be easier for you as a admin. Sometimes we do get ourselves confused on this. Okay, I do have a copy of that on my phone, so it's easy for me. Now, the other thing is this: if some questions will be, if I'm buying, I have a HDB now, I want to buy an EC. Right? How much loan can I get? I still can go for 80%. Okay? Right now, for example, I'm buying, what's the EC now that's going crazy? PRE. Okay, let's talk about the PRE. Okay, I'm staying in HDB now. I saw a EC topiary and I'm interested in buying. So what do? How much loan can I get? I can go for 80%. But I need to sign a letter of undertaking to sell my HDB next month. 2, I must make sure that I am not a borrower for any other loans or rather any other housing loans, be it for my parents, for my friends, so on and so forth. Guarantor is a separate issue.